दीदी फाइनली जैन में एसआरके का मूवी आ रहा है। बहुत खुशी हो रही है मुझे।
हाँ तो क्या हो गया?
हाँ तो क्या, हम साथ में देखने जाएंगे ना मूवी। आप और मैं चलेंगे, मस्त पॉपकॉर्न खाएंगे उधर।
ठीक है, तब की तब देखेंगे।
लेकिन दी इस बार ना हम आइनॉक्स में नहीं जाएंगे, हम पीवीआर में जाएंगे। लास्ट टाइम आइनॉक्स में नॉन वेज ही नहीं मिला था, मूड खराब हो गया था मेरा।
लेकिन बिट्टू, तेरे एसआरके की मूवी जब तक आएगी तब तक आइनॉक्स और पीवीआर तो एक ही हो जाएंगे।
हैं? क्या क्या बोल रहे हो?
रुक, बताती हूँ तुझे अभी।
Namaste everyone, welcome to our YouTube channel, The Money Master. I am Pooja Sharma, and in today's video we are going to discuss the much talked about merger of two multiplex giants, PVR and INOX. You will know what exactly made these long-time rivals turn into sudden best friends, things that the ordinary eye would otherwise miss out. So let's get started. Just 3 weeks ago, there were rumors about a possible merger between India's biggest multiplex chain PVR and Cinepolis, which is India's third biggest multiplex chain. Then, just about a week later, there were reports suggesting India's second biggest multiplex chain, INOX, plans to acquire both Carnival and Mirage cinemas. Then, guess what happened? PVR and INOX announced that they were joining forces instead. The new entity will be called PVR INOX, and although the existing multiplex screens will continue to keep the old branding, the new cinemas that will open post the merger will be branded as PVR INOX. So, why did the country's top two multiplex rivals decide to join hands? Well, the answer is primarily twofold: the mayhem caused by the pandemic to the cinema exhibition industry in particular, and then the subsequent rise of digital OTT platforms, making it one of the worst impacted sectors. Multiplex is a tough business with high capex and high fixed operating expenses. Even in a fast growing market like India, multiplexes have been struggling to generate free cash flows. The movie screening business standalone is break even at best. More than 80% of their profits come from the sale of high priced food and beverages. Now you know why your movie popcorns are so overly priced. The movie screening business model in its current state is just a glorified QSR, quick service restaurant, with footfalls completely dependent on the quality of new releases, which the multiplexes have no control over, and most importantly, losing out to international OTT behemoths in terms of release of new content. This merger between INOX and PVR should be seen as the last resort defensive step to drive cost efficiencies and survive. With PVR currently operating 871 screens in 73 cities and INOX owning 675 screens in 72 cities, the combined entity will become the largest film exhibition company in the country with 1,546 screens across 109 cities. Those are big numbers, but now let us find out how the merger will supposedly benefit both the companies. The CEOs of both the companies have said in interviews that the merger will help them reach newer markets, optimize cost, and improve efficiencies. Let's break this down. Reach newer markets. While PVR has its dominance in the North India and South India, INOX remains more focused in the Eastern and the Western region. Therefore, a merger will provide an opportunity for both to expand faster and profitably in their respective markets. Now, while improving efficiency is quite self-explanatory, let us understand how this merger will help both the companies in optimizing costs. One of the biggest expenses for any multiplex is rentals, which is roughly about 15 to 20% depending on the location. And most importantly, what was happening until now is every time a new mall or prime location came about, both INOX and PVR would compete and outbid each other for the same location, thus pushing the rentals higher and higher, meanwhile only benefiting the property owners. So now you see how this merger will help both the companies in optimizing their costs by not having to fight for the best location. In fact, putting them in a better place to negotiate their rental rates. But there is one more important thing which even the CEOs are not revealing in their public interviews, and that is INOX PVR's combined ability to demand greater advertisement fees going forward. This is called as invincible size advantage. Let me explain you. When you control a sizable chunk of the market, you can dictate terms to both your suppliers and your customers. Today, multiplexes get 50% share of the box office revenue, and the only thing that is stopping them from getting more is competition. The movie exhibition business is a highly competitive industry, and hence they can't dictate terms to movie producers that easily. However, if a single entity like PVR INOX comes to own a sizable chunk of the market, the producers will have a hard time saying no, even if they demand a higher percentage. And it's not just limited to box office revenue. Take advertisement for instance. Today, INOX lists its advertisement spots at a 30% discount as compared to PVR because of its brand's market positioning, of course. But when the merger is done, the discount will no longer stand. Do note, this is not at all intended to show the multiplexes in a bad light because it definitely is a highly capital intensive business. And the fact is, despite our love for movies as a nation, we only have around 9,000 screens surviving today. And just for comparison, China has more than 50,000 screens. So we need to support these multiplexes in order for them to survive in the long run. Now coming back, many experts suggest that this deal favors INOX shareholders more. Is that so? We'll find out in the last section of this video. As per this share swap deal, INOX shareholders will receive 3 shares of PVR for every 10 shares of INOX held by them. Analysts say that this ratio is slightly favorable to INOX shareholders by about 12%, probably because of INOX's zero net debt as compared to net debt of 857 crores of PVR. And that was visible on Monday when the stock market opened. Investors saw a 20% surge in the shares of INOX as compared to a 10% rise in PVR shares. However, the biggest risk to this deal might still be getting the final nod from Competition Commission of India. Because in 2016, in a much smaller deal between PVR and DT Cinemas, some screens had to be exempted from the deal for it to be cleared by CCI. So it wouldn't be wrong to believe that PVR INOX may need to shed some screens from metro cities like Delhi, Kolkata, Mumbai, if this rule is applied again by CCI. Now, although history tells us that 95% of the mergers and acquisitions do not work, it will be interesting to see how PVR and INOX work together to create a compatible culture for both its employees and customers. If you're liking the work we are doing, then you can support us by subscribing to the channel. If you like this video, found it knowledgeable, then hit the like button. And if you have like-minded friends who have similar interests as you, then you can share this video with them. They will thank you for this. Until next time, namaste, bye-bye and take care.